your way next here on Championship Court. Michael Loyd and Ryler DeHeart taking on Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. Winner of this gets to play Gabe Tardio and Andre Diescu in our gold medal match here in Delray Beach. Taking a look at Ryler DeHeart getting warmed up. So, Dom, when you look at this matchup, what is the thing that stands out to you about who has the edge?
Well, first, a great run here so far from Ryler DeHeart and Michael Loyd. Not that it's unexpected, but it kind of is a little bit. Having them run through play.
It's not unexpected, but it wasn't expected.
So that's exactly it from Michael Loyd and Ryler DeHeart. But here's the thing is Ryler DeHeart is playing really, really well right now.
Yeah, they had a good run last week in Miami
and
with a different partner.
He's gone back to the bucket hat. So bucket hat Ryler DeHart is back.
Do we have oh, no. This space has been taken.
It's not the space
no, this
for
is
high.
This is a Leo Reve.
The space is no longer available.
Because
last year
that one, it was a black bucket hat, but it faded to brown. But this one is a new one, so he is busting out the new one, and they have made a good run. I like the combo of them, too. They're both going to play with a lot of pace. They're going to try and bring the pressure to J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. But, Chad, I'll let you talk about the two of them and what they can do with pressure.
Okay, well, first off, I'm just going to say, don't try to test the hands of J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. Both of them have two. Ryler DeHeart is looking over and shaking his head. That both of them have two spots. Frazier is elevated on the right armpit, and Johnson is elevated on a higher backhand. Other than that, if it's inside a box, you try to get through them, lightning fast hands. Also look for that reach in on the backhand flick from J.W. Johnson. He'll reach in, flick it, go straight to the forehand, and it's an excellent 1-2 combination. But what we saw last week, or 2 weeks ago in Miami, was their ability to change and reassess the strategy so quickly.
So we'll see if they can do that here this weekend, because spot in the gold medal match is on the line between these two duos. And coming off of that first semifinal, what is the biggest thing that stood out to you, Dom, about the way that even Gabe and Andre have adjusted throughout the day from when we first saw them when we started the stream at 11 a.m.?
Well, I was talking to Andre before I did their interview, and he's like, how much time do we have before the gold medal match tonight? And I was like, why? What's going on, man? He goes, we had 8 minutes between our second and third match and 12 minutes before our third and fourth match. He goes, I need a break, man.
Well, I was surprised that the men's draw caught up so quickly to the women's.
They did. They caught up real quick. So he didn't have much of a break, and he's very happy about that. But what I saw in that matchup was just Diescu and Tardio figuring out the pace. And it was like anything. And, I know Chad and I, we refer to baseball a lot, but it's like seeing a pitcher in the first inning, in the third inning, in the fifth inning, and at bat. After each one of those innings, you kind of dial them in. Well, after about the first 4 or 5 points, you saw Diescu and Tardio dial in the pace from Lang and Nunnery, and that was all she wrote right there, and they played well and played good. They moved on.
Kind of interesting to see in both of our women's semifinals and our men's, we had two former partners playing against each other. So semifinal 2 underway here.
Oh, that's dirty from Dylan Frazier.
Sell it with the body. Makes it look like he's going to speed up. Just pushes one down the line behind Michael Loyd, and then sets it again, and just a quick flick mini roll.
Hard. Big there in the middle. Right at the feet of JW.
A little bit of everything right there in that point. Nice lob from DeHeart in the middle. Good recovery, but great hands from DeHeart.
Ryler's wife, Megan, already punched her ticket to tonight's gold medal match in the women's doubles. Ryler trying to do the same thing here.
ball just checked up a little bit on Loyd. Going to slow down his swing on the way through after contact, or at contact.
Ball just dropped a little too low for DeHeart. Again, the wind at their back, so that third shot drop is dying as it gets to them.
That lob, JW going to get there.
He read that immediately. He set up nicely. Before DeHeart even hits that, he's taking a step back.
Well, that ball never came up.
No.
Might have been a soft spot on the ball right there. That's how quick their hands are. Frazier just reaches in, elevates it, and you see as soon as he flicks with the forehand, he's on the backhand for the 1-2.
And an early timeout called here by DeHeart and Loyd as J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier come out and set the tone here in game one.
Well, and that's what they do to you. They almost lull you into it, too, and it didn't even seem like it, but you then look up at the scoreboard, and it's 5-0 in a heartbeat.
Well, I think the thing that I found interesting in that first little stretch was you guys were talking about their lightning hands, right? And it's almost like they didn't show them early on. It was just such an in-pace, in-rhythm first few points. And then that last one, it was like, choo-choo-choo. You know, like the pace switched really quickly.
How'd it go again?
You heard it the first time.
I want to hear one more time, though. I like that. But it's better than Chad's.
That's, yeah, my mouth doesn't move that fast. But that's their style, right?
Yep.
They make everything look the same, whether it's a dink, whether it's a flick, whether it's a roll, a speed up. Everything's going from the same motion, so it's difficult to read what they're going to do.
Certainly DeHeart and Loyd having a hard time reading it right now, trailing by 5 early on here in this first game. J.W. Johnson with the serve out of the timeout to try and extend this lead. Instead, Michael Loyd, some strong line drives there.
Well, much better from Loyd as he got that last one down.
Good defensively around the post.
Ooh, that's
a rare miss there.
Yeah, especially on that backhand flick right there, too. Not something we typically see from J.W. Johnson.
So DeHeart left that ball up, and then Michael Loyd popping it out of bounds. 0-5-2.
Oh, Dylan Frazier.
Not today.
Just when you think he might be late coming out of that uncoil, he is there in a heartbeat. And not only gets there, but puts a good paddle on the ball.
That's JW right in the body of DeHeart.
That reset through transition from J.W. Johnson is so difficult to do. He's still moving down at that. The ball's at the feet, and he just blocks it, drops it in perfectly.
And you watch the paddle position on it. He almost flattens it out like even or parallel with the ground.
Yeah.
And just catches it. Wow. I mean, the counter right there. He catches DeHeart with a full swing and then not ready for the counter. Goes right to that right hip.
A really quick 8-0 lead here. J.W. Johnson with the serve. Johnson going for the flick. Can't get it over the net. So on to their second serve.
if it was 5'5", 6'6", 7'7", he's not going for that. But at 8-0, he might as well try and make something happen.
Or if he is, he's using his legs a little bit more, and it's not as nonchalant with the attempt.
Frazier with the second serve.
Oh,
good reach there, J.W. Johnson with the angle.
He doesn't just reach it; he puts spin on it.
That's a reach and roll. We would take a look at it right here. Reach, roll. So he's already got it locked, right? He's reaching in, already has the angle set. He comes up with it. So as he lifts up quickly, he catches the side of the ball and it kicks out. But at that same time, he can also take that ball and just flick it straight in front. So there's multiple things that he can do with that.
And it sets up a game point opportunity here. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson just systematic in this first game. They just have been incredibly clean, no mistakes, and putting the ball in the right spot.
No, that's what they do, and that's their game. They're going to force you into mistakes. They're going to bait you into trying to speed up again. Go ahead, I dare you get in a hands battle with us because we'll counter it and we'll put it away. That's exactly what they've done.
Time in, 10-0-2.
Frazier with the serve, that could be game point.
Oh, just missing that, yep.
DeHeart doing a good job. Keep him in that point. It will be a side out.
Plays pinball.
Bouncing off the bumpers right there. Again, it's an attack, but it's not an aggressive attack, so it gets DeHeart and Loyd to swing bigger. Well, right now they don't want to close it out.
Got the first 10 points without many errors, but struggling to find this last one.
Oh, Frazier, a tomahawk on top of that. Trying to end it with authority, but no go.
Second serve.
So it will be Michael Loyd with the serve here.
Oh, somehow the Atlantic Cup popped back up on the TV over there. Nope, just deep.
DeHeart's lob, a little bit deep, so another side out here. And game point opportunity.
And number 4 goes by the wayside.
10-0-2.
They've gotten just a little loose on a couple points here.
That time, though, finishing off the way that they got their first 10. Very clean, executed to perfection. So 11-0.
That's a pickling.
Not an ideal start for Ryler DeHeart and Michael
Plenty
Loyd.
of pickles around here.
Heading in to game 2, gonna have to make some adjustments. We'll see if they can on the other side of this break.
This is what you're waiting for. People ready to ride. People ready tonight. This is what you're waiting for. People ready to ride.
18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
less is more, unless it's less beer.
Flat tire.
Welcome back to the APP Vlasic Classic, Delray Beach. Game 1 goes to J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier with authority, 11-0. Now it's Riley DeHeart and Michael Loyd with the ball. Chance to rewrite the script here in Game 2.
Hey, they got one.
So Riley DeHeart comes over in between games and looks at us and goes, "Hey, you can only go up from here."
He's not wrong.
And not wrong. They got on the board first.
That's two.
That's two.
Rolling with the momentum right now.
So right now it's just grip and rip.
Oh. Got twisted up. Thought he was going to take it out of the air.
So it'll be a side out here. Frazier with the serve.
Oh, set up beautifully by Michael Loyd.
1-2-1.
So that ball into the net.
I know.
DeHart's having some fun out there.
He is. That's a good return. Nice.
Ernie from Riley DeHeart to finish that point.
Big Ernie right there, and good read from DeHeart. The backhand Ernie, too.
2-2-2.
2-2-2 for Johnson serve. DeHeart trying to keep the pressure on and just misses deep on that final shot.
3-2-2.
He tried to hit that through J.W. Johnson's chest, but missed.
He did. And I was watching JW on the transition right there. Just walks through the transition. DeHeart reared back. He just dropped the shoulder.
That time Johnson not missing that placement.
And what? Slow moving, fast acceleration.
5-2-2.
5-2-2, Johnson with the serve. And again, DeHeart just too big. That
So-
forehand's missing deep.
So what happens right there, too, is because they play such good defense, you try and overhit a little bit, and that's what happens right there. DeHeart overhits because he's trying to put an exclamation point on the end of that sentence and then just goes long.
So what is the remedy for that if you were Riley DeHeart? Knowing you trail by 4, you lost game 1 the way you did, how do you hold back a little bit more?
Find the feet instead of going for the winner. Right? It's more difficult to pick that ball up from the feet. A lot of the times when we're trying to hit that harder ball and it keeps coming back, it's because we're hitting it down into the court. We're allowing that ball to slow down a little bit from the court. So if we just find the feet, it's harder to pick up, and then it minimizes us trying to hit even harder for that ball not to come back.
See if they can put that strategy into practice. Johnson with the serve, up by 4.
There it was again, Chad, what we talked about. That reset through transition. He just drops the paddle head, lets you do all the work, and drops right back in.
So they get the side out, ball back on their side, but that forehand ripped into the net. Second serve.
Oh, no.
Yeah, too much body movement there from Loyd. Trying to get around it, hit that big inside out, drop. Well, it landed in. Good hands there from DeHeart and Loyd.
Cross-court dink left short by Loyd. So it'll be a point.
Did you see DeHeart and Loyd's body right there when Johnson had a little fake with the body? They both popped up, anticipating that something hard was coming.
Good pickup off his shoelaces at one point in that exchange for Michael Loyd, but Frazier with the finish.
Again, you got DeHeart just trying to laugh it off right now because he's laughing off just the slapping motion of J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier, how easy it is for them.
Speed up there from Loyd. Frazier ready for it, and DeHeart can't get his paddle out of the way. So it's a 9-2 lead here in Game 2 for Frazier and Johnson.
So you got an 11-0 run in Game 1. They win 11-0. Then they go down 2-0, and now it's a 9-0 run from J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. It's just making things look easy and seem easy.
Well, obviously it's not, but they do play more simplified pickleball. As far as moving the ball around, there's not a whole lot of wrist action that you'll see coming out of JW unless it's that quick flick. Same with Dylan Frazier. They're very calm. The footwork is precise. There's not excessive footwork from either of them.
And now Loyd and DeHeart out of timeouts.
Time in, 9-2.
Just attack mode there from Loyd, and that's how they got their first 2 points. Let's see if they just continue to try and attack here.
Ooh. And they do.
That's a rare one.
Johnson off the monster.
I think he was
video board.
Looking at putting that one back in DeHart's chest right there.
Loyd unlucky off the net there, and so it'll be onto their second serve.
3-2.
And another unlucky hit off the net. So a side out here. 1 point gotten back by DeHeart and Loyd, but Frazier and Johnson sitting just 2 away from punching their ticket to the gold medal match.
Just what Dylan Frazier does so well, and J.W. Johnson does it too, is they just hit their spot. Doesn't have to be 100%, but Frazier right there just hits the left foot.
Calm, cool, collected, way too casual for a semifinal win is how Frazier and Johnson made that look. 11-0, 11-3. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson will be in our men's doubles gold medal match. We'll hear from them when we come back and get you set for women's doubles and men's doubles here at Delray Beach.
I'm Ariel Pastori-Sebring here with Vlasic Pickles, and we're putting the pickle in pickleball. In pickleball, the term pickled is when you don't score any points in a game. This grilled Vlasic pickle recipe will score you all the points. Slice them in half long ways. Skewer your pickles, put those babies on the grill. Now we're gonna make our ranch. Roll in crushed potato chips. Winner's grilled pickles.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients.
And that are third-party tested.
Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
The APP is sponsored by SI Tickets, official ticketing partner of the APP Tour. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. And Ora Organic, rooted in science, powered by nature.
Well, business as usual for the 1 seeds, J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. They make it look so easy with the control and the precision. It's anything but that. But they're moving on to the gold medal match in men's doubles, and they're courtside with Dominic Catalano for our Franklin post-match interview.
Dylan and Chad said it was business as usual for you guys right there. Didn't seem like you were fazed much by the pace. Do you like it when teams want to come out at you with that kind of pace?
We're certainly comfortable when it comes down to that part of the game. But we played Riley last tournament in Miami in the finals, so we had seen his game a little bit and kind of knew what to expect there, and vice versa. Michael, relatively a new player for both of us. I think we played him maybe once or twice before. But yeah, we were definitely comfortable with the hands and willing to do that if they were willing to do that.
And now, JW, moving on to the gold medal match this evening against Andre Daescu and Gabe Tardio, two players you are very familiar with. What are you looking forward to most in that matchup?
Yeah, it's going to be a good match no matter what. So I think for the most part, we're just going to look to play our game and see how things roll. But other than that, I think it'll be a good match.
All right, well, congratulations, boys. Moving on to the gold medal match. Chad, AJ, back to you.